Now that GTA 6 is set to release this 2026, here's the thing most GTA fans get completely wrong. They say that GTA 6 is finally giving us a female lead, and they act like Rockstar just invented the idea from scratch. That's actually not the truth at all. The real story goes all the way back to 1997, long before Liberty City, long before Tommy Vercetti, and way before you ever stepped foot in Los Santos. There have been female protagonists in this franchise for almost 30 years. It's just that most people have never heard nor remembered a single one of their names. So let's fix that. Game by game, character by character, and set the record straight on every woman who's ever held the wheel in the GTA universe. GTA 11997. The OGs nobody talks about. Divine, Mickey, Katie, and Ulrika. The original Grand Theft Auto dropped on PC and PlayStation in 1997. Most people remember it as the top-down bird's-eye view game where you drove tiny pixelated cars around Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. What they forget, or never knew, is that the PC version let you pick from 8 different protagonists to run the same story. 4 of those 8 were women. Their names were Divine, Mickey, Katie, and Ulrika. And yes, they were the first female protagonists in the entire Grand Theft Auto series, almost 3 decades before anyone started hyping GTA 6. Here's the general gist of each one. Divine was depicted as being of African descent. According to the GTA Wiki, her look was actually inspired by blaxploitation heroines like Pam Grier and Tamara Dobson, the tough, no-nonsense action women of 1970s cinema. That's a real cultural nod hidden in a late 90s PC game that almost nobody picked up on. Pam Grier, by the way, would later appear in GTA 5 as the radio host of The Lowdown, 91.1. Mickey was depicted as being of Asian descent. She wore a yellow shirt, brown pants, and black shoes in-game. Like all characters in the game, the only real difference between her and anyone else was the color of her outfit and her character portrait. Katie was depicted as Hispanic, and here's a lore detail worth flagging. According to the Rockstar Games wiki, Lucia from GTA 6 actually shares a few traits with Katie, including her Latina background and a prior crime record tied to Vice City. That connection across 20-something years of franchise history is not an accident. Ulrika was depicted as being of Scandinavian descent, with blonde hair and a yellow shirt. She became the default protagonist on the Game Boy Color version of the game, the only female character sprite available in that build, meaning every single character in the Japanese GBC edition used her visual. Now for the catch. Because there's always a catch, the dialogue was never updated after the female protagonists were added to the PC version. So if you picked Divine, Mickey, Katie, or Ulrika, every NPC in the game still called you a boy. The women were working the same jobs, running the same missions, collecting from the same crime families: the Vercetti crime family, Uncle Fu's crime syndicate, El Burro's gang, Samuel Devers' crew, and the game's own script didn't even bother to acknowledge they existed. Also worth knowing, female protagonists were not available in the PlayStation version at all. The reason was VRAM issues during development, plus the fact that most PC character models were finished in the final months of production after the PlayStation version had already been locked and shipped. The game itself told you exactly who these women were at the character select screen. The menu read, "Before you get down to the action, choose to play the part of one of 4 funky fellas or a quartet of cute chicks." I don't know about you guys, but that says a lot about that era. GTA 2, Game Boy Color Port, 1999. Candy and Gretchen. 2 years later, Grand Theft Auto 2 hit consoles in 1999. In the main game, PC, PlayStation, Dreamcast, you played as Claude Speed. One guy, no choices. But the Game Boy Color port of GTA 2 was a completely different build from the ground up. Instead of Claude Speed, that version gave you 6 playable characters to choose from, and 2 of them were women, Candy and Gretchen. These 2 had no characterization, no backstory, no personality. They followed the exact same story as Claude Speed, working the same gangs, running jobs for the Zaibatsu Corporation, the Yakuza, the Loonies, the Rednecks, the Scientists, and the Russian Mafia. They shared character sprites with pedestrians on the street. The only way to tell them apart from anyone else was the color of the sprite. One important note for lore accuracy: Candy from GTA 2's GBC version has 0 connection to Candy Sucks, the adult film actress who appears in GTA Vice City. Different woman, different universe, same name, so please don't mix those up. After GTA 2's Game Boy Color port, the franchise went completely dark on female protagonists for the entire 3D universe era. GTA 3 gave us Claude, Vice City gave us Tommy Vercetti, San Andreas gave us CJ, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, all male leads. Every single one. The women in GTA's world went from playable to background noise, and that stayed locked for over a decade. This is probably why most fans don't remember the female leads from this era of the GTA franchise. GTA Online, 2013. Present. The female online protagonist. When GTA Online launched in October 2013, it changed the game in more ways than one. For the first time in the entire HD universe, which is the modern era of GTA starting with GTA 6, players could customize their characters, and that includes being a woman. Both genders were treated as canon to the game's storyline. That made the female GTA Online protagonist the first canonical female lead in the HD universe. She's also the most developed female protagonist the franchise had ever produced up to that point, which, well, was still a low bar, but she cleared it. Here's her story, pieced together from the game. She made her way to Los Santos, San Andreas, in early 2013 after befriending Lamar Davis on the social media platform Life Invader. She never went back home. By the time the game's timeline catches up to the mid-2020s, she's still in San Andreas, having gone from a nobody off a plane to one of the most feared and connected criminals in the entire state. She's run heists. She's built a nightclub empire with Tony Prince. She helped stop a literal doomsday plot engineered by tech billionaire Avon Hertz, which, if you think about it, makes her one of the only GTA protagonists in franchise history who saved the world. She's done jobs for Martin Madrazo. She's taken down cartel operations, blown up rival crews, run gun-running businesses out of an underground bunker, and pulled off the Diamond Casino heist. She started as someone Lamar had to babysit through a convenience store robbery. She ended up as someone you do not cross in Los Santos. The difference is that, unlike Claude, she reacts. She smiles. She makes choices. The game gives her small but real personality beats. According to the game's own character creator screen, the barefoot female protagonist stands at 5'9". Players chose her heritage, her genetic background, from parent combinations that included legacy GTA characters like Nico Bellic and Claude, passed down through their parents in the creator. She was fully customizable in clothes, features, and backstory by the choices you made during setup. Every hour you'd logged in illegal work before character creation in the original PS3, Xbox 360 version would show up on her face as scars. She is, by every measure, the most fully realized female protagonist the GTA franchise had ever seen. That is, until 2026 came. GTA 62026. Lucha Caminos, the first female lead who actually gets to speak. Now we get to the one everyone's actually talking about. Lucia Caminos is the 8th female protagonist in the GTA franchise's history, and she is, in every way that counts, the first one who truly matters in terms of narrative weight and presence. She's the first female protagonist with a speaking voice, the first with her own lore, her own backstory, her own fully written arc. The first who is a co-lead in a mainline GTA title, not a palette swap, not a silent multiplayer avatar, but a fully scripted, central character in the main story. Here's what we know about who she is. Lucia grew up in Liberty City, the GTA universe's version of New York. She comes from a Latina family, and her father taught her to fight from the time she could walk. Rockstar's official character description says her life has been coming at her swinging ever since. She ended up in the Leonida Penitentiary in Visedale County in the fictional state of Leonida, a state modeled on Florida, after what Rockstar describes as fighting for her family. She didn't go to prison for chasing money or running a hustle. She went for family. That's a different kind of motivation than anything the GTA franchise has handed its protagonists before. She got out of prison through what she calls sheer luck. And the first thing she decides when she gets out? Smart moves only. No more half-baked plans. She wants what her mom has dreamed about since their Liberty City days, the good life, and she's going to take it on her own terms. Her partner is Jason Duval, a former soldier who washed out of the army and ended up working for a drug trafficker named Brian Heater in the Leonida Keys, doing favors in exchange for free rent. He's the wheelman. She's the force of nature. Together, they run a scheme clearly inspired by Bonnie and Clyde, the real-life American criminal duo from the 1930s, hitting locations across Leonida with a reckless kind of precision. This is actually the second time Rockstar has used the Bonnie and Clyde influence in the franchise. The 3D universe's Catalina, the cartel leader from GTA San Andreas and GTA 3's main villain, was also built around that same wild, untamed energy. But Catalina was an antagonist. Lucia is the hero of the story. That's the difference. The GTA Wiki notes that Lucia shares traits with Katie from the original 1997 GTA. Both are Latina, both have a crime record tied to Vice City. Rockstar didn't miss that connection. It's there on purpose. She lives with Jason in a stilt house in Key Lento after her release. The trailers show her everywhere, in a boxing gym throwing hands, in nightclubs, on a motorcycle, holding cash in the passenger seat of a déclassé tulip, and robbing Uncle Jack's liquor with Jason like they've done it 100 times before. She's been confirmed as the first voiced female protagonist in franchise history, the same way Tommy Vercetti was the first voiced male protagonist when Vice City launched in 2002. The GTA fandom wiki makes that parallel explicit. Vice City's 3D Universe debut gave us the first male voice lead, and Vice City's HD Universe reboot is giving us the first female one. And then there's this line, reportedly Lucia's own. The only thing that matters is who you know and what you got. That's a woman who has learned exactly how this world works and has decided to use it. Not fight it, use it. From 4 silent women in a 1997 PC game who got called boy by every NPC, to the first fully voiced, fully written, full co-lead female protagonist in franchise history. What else are you excited for this coming GTA 6? Let us know in the comments section below. We read each and every one of them. Check out our other videos too.